right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. All right, court is calling 2025 CR 005594 State versus Elena Marino. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Lauren Espinoza for the state.
And are you Miss Sanchez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea. You're going open to the court. The charge is theft of property, $30,000 to $150,000. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine. You entered a plea of guilty and it was reset for PSI and for you to provide restitution. So counsel, has all restitution been paid?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Any objections to the PSI report, state or defense?
None, Your Honor.
None from the state, Your Honor.
Any objections to the court reviewing the PSI report?
No.
None, Your Honor.
All right, state, do you have any witnesses?
Yes, Judge, we have a few.
All right, you may proceed.
State calls Norma Cifuentes.
All right. And if you have your counsel, you can remain here, but if your client will step there. Off the record for a moment, Mr. Cox. All right, sorry about that, doing 3 things at one time.
Multitask.
Thank you. All right, state, you're calling your witness?
Yes, Judge. Hello, Ms. Cifuentes.
Oh, I haven't sworn her in or anything. All right,
Ask you, is case set still up?
sure.
Film?
Yes.
Case set, sir, you're allowed to film. No notice.
All right.
I didn't wear the right clothes.
Hmm?
I'm just kidding. I said I didn't wear the right clothes.
Oh, no, you're dressed beautifully.
Thank you.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up because the court reporter needs to hear.
Okay.
Cindy, the microphone that's on your computer, is that close enough for her or do you want her to wear
You
one?
can wear that for me. Just put on the,
And it's for the court reporter to hear.
thank you.
All right, if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Yes, my name is Norma. You found angelic monuments?
I found Angelica's monuments through a referral from another victim of crime who did not proceed in pushing it further. And that's how I was recommended to go to her because she did her mom's monument and all that. And so that's why I went over there.
I'm sorry, you said she did them how?
She referred me to Angelic Monuments.
Okay.
That's how I found out about this.
Okay, and then can you please tell the court why you sought out Miss Moreno Sanchez's business?
Because I thought it would, she did a good package deal for her and recommended all this and did that for her. And nothing like that came out of that for me.
So your stone was never delivered, is that correct?
My stone was never delivered. What was delivered by Miss Moreno was pain, agony, torture for me, my family, and the loss of my husband. We have suffered quite a bit, and she has put us through nothing but hell till now. And I want closure on this. I can't seem to go on because I have this over me. My kids are drained by the loss of their father already, and it pains me because I know that if I would have done that to her, she would probably see me on death row. I don't know, but all I know is that I want justice to be taken care of. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying she's perfect. No one's perfect, but I am saying this. She does not deserve probation. She is not going to free me of my pain. What we have gone through, the trauma, I think I'm going to face her if it's okay if I may. I would like to let her know how I feel, the kind of character I have portrayed about her. She is malicious, vicious. She's a disgrace to the human race. I know that I could not live with myself. I don't know how she's lived with herself right now, having all of this, hurting people. They've already lost a loved one, but to come and no shame and just to do this to not one, but many, and still there's many out there, I believe. And now I understand she's working for another funeral home. And I honestly want to say is that going to happen to them? Will she do that to them? And they have good reviews. And here again, what can I say? Is this gonna continue? But I know that the pain that I've lived through, my kids have lived, I'm only here, Your Honor, for respect of my lost one. I was married to my husband 43 years. And I lost him. I didn't expect this. I lost a lot of money, but her lies was one lie after another. Her promises are not, she's not credible. She's not honest. She is just no good.
Okay, Ms. Fuentes, now I want to ask you one final question.
Yes, ma'am.
What would be justice in this case for you?
Justice in this case is she needs to go serve her time. I'm not the judge, Your Honor. I know you're the judge, but the bigger judge is up there. And I know that we all are gonna go and meet before him. I believe in that. I was raised in that. But I know that she needs to serve her time to realize that she didn't only hurt me and my family, but many others. And she's caused nothing but pain and torture for my life, my kids' lives, and everyone else's life. So can you imagine what she would do and continue to do? Because it didn't pain her, because she bought a house, she bought a truck, she did all of this and made her look good. While we're over here and believe that this woman was gonna keep her promise and give us what we paid for. And that never happened.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Defense?
Ms. Fuentes, just one brief question. Did you receive any restitution this last go around?
I did, and I remember your words. You said, well, that's a good Christmas gift, came just in time. That was very painful for me, a lawyer, to say that. That was not very nice. And I'm just letting you know that I know that you represent, her, but you're not representing me. But I am gonna tell you this, I did receive it, but I never received my stone. The one I designed for my husband, the one that she promised to give to me and in him. I don't know how you can represent someone like that, but then that's part of your job.
I have no further questions.
All right, any other questions?
No further questions from my state, Your Honor.
All right, I'll tell you this. I've been a defense attorney before, and a defense attorney's job is to zealously represent their client. And I would always tell people, because people would ask me sometimes, I can't believe you're representing this person. And my thing is, we have a US Constitution, and everybody deserves to have an attorney if they want one, okay? But thank you so much for coming down. I just have a couple of questions. Any objections?
No.
No objection.
All right, so number one, have you received a stone?
Yes, we went again through more expense. My kids and I needed a stone for my husband and their father, and we did.
All right, and then my other question, and if anyone has an objection to this question I'm about to ask, you can object to it and I'll withdraw the question. My other question is, when you spoke to Ms. Sanchez and asking her, where is the stone? What was the response to that?
The material was not on hand. My company had run out of material, seeking the material for the headstone. That's what she was doing. We spoke very minimal because she was a hard person to get a hold of.
All right, and so did Ms. Sanchez ever tell you you were not going to receive the stone, or there were?
She was seeking another company to have the material to be able to do the stone. And then at one point, she had said that they were working on it, and it was like, well, which one is it? And me, as gullible as I was, I didn't think about it, and then.
And if you can recall, from the time you paid for the stone, what was the lapse of time between your paying for the stone and your getting authorities involved?
I paid the stone immediately when we did the contract.
Mhm.
So that was good. That was upfront. And then we just came back the next day to pay the second part of it, but that was it. So from that moving forward, it took this long to get the stone.
How long did you give Ms. Sanchez, or were working with Ms. Sanchez on obtaining the stone
But she said that
before
she would-
you called
Yes,
authorities?
She said it would be about a year, and then 15 months, and it just kept on going and nothing. And it wasn't until somebody stepped forward and said about this the thing, and my kids were like, "Mom, go seek something, go find out. So I did. I went to precinct 1, Fair County, and filed a report.
All right,
And,
thank you so much. Any further questions?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing.
All right, thank you. If you'll leave the microphone behind. Thank you. All right, state, call your next witness.
State calls Alexandra Valverde.
What was the name?
Alexandra Valverde.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, if you could take the square microphone, it's for the court reporter to hear. Can you, yes, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
my name is Alexandra Valverde.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Valverde, can you please tell the court how you learned of Miss Moreno's business?
Through Facebook.
Approximately when did you enter into a contract agreement with her?
I cannot remember the exact date. It was a July. I can't remember the year.
Between the time that you entered that contract agreement and the first court setting, I guess, did you ever learn why Miss Moreno hadn't delivered your stone?
No, she would always just say that it was in works and COVID, everything was back ordered.
So you mentioned COVID, right? Approximately when did that occur?
COVID?
Yes, ma'am. And it lasted for a little bit. Is that
Yes.
fair? Okay. So you engaged with her for services sometime after the pandemic had begun, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Have you received a stone for your loved one?
I have not.
Why is that?
I am too nervous that it's gonna happen again, basically. I'm scared that it's gonna, the same thing that happened, I'm gonna get scammed.
How has this affected you and your loved one since entering this process with Miss Moreno?
It's been tough because we're expecting to have the new stone of mom and dad, and it's not there. So it's always a reminder when we go visit them that we just got bamboozled, played in our face.
And Ms. Valverde, what is justice for you in this case?
For her to do time.
Is there anything else you'd like this court to know?
I'm really nervous, sorry.
No problem.
No, that's it.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Defense.
Ms. Valverde, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna ask you the same question that I asked Ms. Fuentes. Did you receive any restitution in this matter?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Pass the witness.
No further questions, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, call your next witness.
State calls Elena Marino.
Hello, if you'll put the square microphone on, it's for the court reporter to hear. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Eliana Moreno.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Ms. Marino, can you please tell the court how you learned of angelic monuments?
The passing of my husband, I was at a restaurant eating and I saw one of her business cards at the restaurant.
Okay, did you receive a stone for your loved one?
I have, yes, not
Yes.
from her, yes,
Did you incur additional costs to get that stone?
yes.
How has this affected you?
It's definitely, and I wanted to be very supportive of small businesses, shopping local was my thing. And it's kind of hesitant now because you don't want something like that to happen again.
Is there anything you would like the court to know prior to making its sentencing decision?
I mean, every day is a reminder that it's, even the stone we bought is not the stone we ordered and planned for, and it's been tough.
I pass the witness.
And again, I'll just ask the same question. Did you receive any restitution?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. No further questions.
Right, I just have one question if there's no objection.
No,
Okay.
All right, how often did you call Ms. Sanchez approximately asking what the issues were with receiving your stone?
I think once I realized, because I had a friend also not receive a stone, after I ordered mine, she ordered hers, that she told me, and as soon as I tried contacting, there was no more contact with her.
All right, and approximately how long was it from the time you paid her till you decided to seek help from the authorities?
I believe it was about 8 to 9 months later.
All right, thank you so much. Any further questions? All right, thank you. All right, state, call your next witness.
State has no more witnesses, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
Give me just one moment. Judge, we'll call Ms. Moreno Sanchez.
All right, if you'll come forward, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. You may proceed.
Ms. Moreno Sanchez, please enter the statement.
Elena Sanchez.
Okay, and Ms. Sanchez, you understand why we're here today, right?
Yes, I do.
And you've been accused of taking a lot of people's money. You're aware of that?
Yes.
Was it your intention to permanently deprive these people of their money?
No,
Was it your intention to make their lives difficult?
no,
Was it your intention to bring them pain?
no,
Okay. Was it your intention to defraud them?
no,
Can you just briefly tell the court what happened?
yes.
Please proceed in your own words.
I owned my business for recently about 6 years. I worked hard to maintain the integrity and the respect of it. I went through COVID. I've gone through that with some delays. I was also in a domestic abusive relationship that I decided to end.
And how did that affect what we're here for today?
It caused delays, caused me to not be able to work, caused me a lot of time in the station making reports on this person. It caused pain to the families that I did not want to happen. I tried to protect myself and everyone else surrounding me, like to do what I had to do to get out of that relationship. I mentioned to the families that I would temporarily close until I got done with this. My business was still moving on, but I was temporarily closing the office. With that, families thought that I wasn't gonna come through. Families thought that I just ran out and stole their money, which was not the case. I tried my best to maintain myself mentally, physically, financially, to go through everything, to make sure that I would deliver everything. I did a contract with everyone with the intention to deliver. I never wanted to take anything from them. My intention was to give them comfort, give them compassion and closure. I never meant to hurt anyone.
Now, it was brought up that during this time you bought a house or a car. Is that true?
No,
So during this time, you were essentially able to, you were able to, well, let me back up a little bit here. You've made restitution in full to the individuals. Is that the case?
yes,
Okay. And do you have remorse for what's happened?
I do. I go through it every day. I'm heartbroken. I hurt these families. I put them through more pain than what they need to go through, and I'm terribly sorry for it. I never meant to hurt anyone. I just did what I thought was right to move on and to get out of that relationship. And for my safety and everyone else's, and if I could take it back, I would. I'm sorry. I never meant for this to happen. I only meant to help them.
And you are aware that you are asking of this court to grant you community supervision. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. Do you understand what goes into community supervision?
yes, I do.
So you understand that if you pick up anything like a DWI or anything called Class B misdemeanor or higher, you understand you're facing revocation by this court, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you understand that you're going to be supervised by the Adult County Probation Department.
Yes,
And you're going to be subject to all terms and conditions that this court will place. You understand that?
yes, I do.
Okay. And you're willing to go through with this?
Yes.
Pass the witness.
State?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Moreno, you stated you had to temporarily close your office. When did you do that?
I was trying to between May and June,
Of what year?
I believe 2023.
So May and June of 2023 is when you closed your business?
I didn't close the business, I closed the office. I had to relocate due to my ex harassing me.
So my question is, when did you close the business?
The business altogether. After I was arrested in 2024.
So would it surprise you to learn that on the date of your arrest, when you were interviewed by Detective Chamness, you told him you closed your business in December of 2023?
I don't recall saying that.
So it wouldn't surprise you, you're just saying you didn't say it.
I don't recall saying that. I may have, I don't recall saying that.
So how long have you been in the monument business, Ms. Marino?
On my own, it would have been 6 years at that time.
Would it surprise you to learn you also told Detective Chamness you've been doing it on and off for about 10 years?
Yes, I have, but on my own about that time, on and off, yes, ma'am.
And then when did issues with your business begin?
Between 2020, around 2023,
And that's when the issues began?
yes.
And why did you have issues with your business?
because I had issues with my ex harassing me, threatening me, stalking me.
During that time, what were you able to do or not do?
I did the most that I could as far as working in my office. He would be waiting outside for me. He would be throwing items, breaking stones, breaking into my office. I was very fearful to be in my office. He would call my phone 500 times, 100 times. I had to just close that office down and look elsewhere so that I can continue business without the harassment or continuous calls that my ex was doing. There was times that families were trying to reach me, and it wasn't because I was ignoring them. It was because I was trying to avoid my ex from harassing me. I had to change my number. I never wanted to change my number. I held on to it for a long time because of the business. I didn't want to close the business. It's just been a big mess. And I'm sorry, and it's unfortunate that it's happened.
So you stated that we're in a domestic violence situation, correct?
Yes.
And you stated you were fearful to be at work. Did this mean you just stayed at home?
I stayed at home or tried to work elsewhere, from elsewhere.
So you didn't do any recreational activities during that time and you were scared to leave? Is that a fair statement to say?
I would come out whenever I could or try to visit family. Yes.
So your bank records would be consistent with showing you weren't just at home, like you told Detective Chambliss when he interviewed you?
You can, they were for a lot of things.
Now, Ms. Marino, I want to ask you, when Detective Chambliss was talking to you, he asked you generally about how the monument business works, but you were unwilling to explain that to him. Why?
Because different situations for different families on what they order, where they order from, and special details on it.
So why couldn't you tell him that?
Because I'm being interrogated without an attorney, and I felt that it would be best that I discuss it with an attorney.
But you didn't terminate the interview at that point.
I did
you?
not. I felt horrible about things, and I knew that things could get twisted and turned, and I didn't want that to happen.
I see. And then when did you begin working for Compassion Funeral Home?
I began working there maybe about last August.
Would it surprise you to learn that Mr. Reyes told me it was October of 2024?
That's about the time, yes, about that time, August, October.
So are your timelines skewed?
No, I was actually helping, from working in the office was October, but working as far as preparation, office setup would be earlier, a little bit earlier.
So when did you begin working with Compassion Funeral Home?
Physically in the office in October.
And you're still doing that, correct?
Oh, yeah.
And you're still in contact with families who need monument services?
They need all kinds of services that deal with the cemetery business and funeral industry.
And you deal with money?
I deal with it to a certain extent.
But
I take orders of all services.
so that includes handling funds sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
And it includes marketing
Yes, it does.
and filing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Refilling and jewelry and preparing bodies, is that fair
Preparing,
statement?
I assist whatever is needed.
Right, okay. How can you assure this court that what you've done is not gonna happen again?
It will not happen again. Prior to all of this, I have never had any issues before. I've had nothing but highly recommendations and referrals. As I mentioned before, it's unfortunate that it happened due to the events that were happening in my life. And past this, there has not been any issues at all, only but recommendations and service to the families.
So how do you reconcile that there's 16 complainants alleged that have had issues with you in your business?
At that time, I was growing in business, and it happened all of a sudden. There were some orders that I had ready for delivery. There were some orders that were in the middle, and there were some that I didn't get to. Most of them that were ready for delivery, they were rejected by the family. They did not want to accept some of the orders. I tried to communicate as much as I could going on through what I was going through, and they just demanded money back. I've been attacked in my office. I've been harassed. But I tried every effort to, as much as I could, to deliver. I've always had the intention of delivery. I've never expected this to happen. And if some of the families would have let me, I would have been able to deliver. There was other families that understood what I was going through. I was embarrassed to tell them what I was going through, and eventually I had to because of the delay. I could no longer hide that I'm in this horrible relationship trying to get out of. But I did have every intention to deliver every single one.
And some of the complainants, right, when you did come clean with your situation, some were unwilling to believe you, isn't that true?
Yes.
Do you understand why though, if some of them have been waiting since 2022?
There have been there's different instances for different families. If you want me to go into detail, I can, if not, that's fine. They have every intention to feel and think and be hurt by all of this. Sorry for everything.
Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about what you're asking for from this court. You're asking for community supervision, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
And you've been on community supervision before, right?
I have.
And each time you've been on community supervision, a subsequent motion to revoke has been filed, correct?
State for what reason?
So for your 2012 possession of a controlled substance, PG1 less than 1 gram, in 2014, a motion to revoke was filed, correct?
Yes.
And then in October of that year, you pled true to a new number 1 offense, is that true?
Yes.
Yes, right? And then what happened as the disposition of that?
They were closed. I was deferred.
Correct. So you were continued on probation, extended for 6 months, right?
Yes.
And you finished that probation. And then again, for your other offense, possession of controlled substance, PG1 less than 1 gram, you were put on deferred adjudication, correct?
Yes.
Concurrent with 2 other cases.
Yes.
You got a motion to revoke filed, right?
what reason?
Will you tell me it's your case?
Objection, Judge.
What's the legal objection?
Well, the legal objection is that she's asking her what it was. She doesn't recall. I don't.
I mean, she needs to,
If you know, then please go ahead.
I mean, the question needs to
Sure.
be asked and answered.
Yes, ma'am. I believe one of them was a maybe non-payment or diluted away. I think that, and then a DWI.
Right. And then you also had a possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, PG1 4 to 200 grams, correct?
That's the same one.
No, that's a different case.
Okay, yeah. There was one, I think that's the 1 gram and 1 4 to 200.
And what happened with that case? Right. And you had a motion to revoke probation filed, right?
That was for the DWI that I picked up.
But you pled true to a number 2 violation, right? And went to inpatient,
Yes, I did.
and then you completed it,
Yes,
correct?
I did.
So my point being, you've been placed on probation before, so why should the court do it again?
This was not intended to. This was events that happened that were out of my control that I tried to control with everything. I was at the police station almost every week. I have over 50 police reports on this person. My life was hell going through that, going through not being able to service these families, being able to not do what I said I was gonna do. Try to be the woman of my word and complete an order, as I said, especially to these grieving families. There's no way that I would want to cause pain and tension to these families.
Right, but it's your opinion that they were harassing you and calling you stuff.
No, it's not an opinion, but
That's
that's
what
what
you told
action.
the PSI
It was
officer, correct?
action. It was an opinion.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Any other questions?
Yes, Judge. During the time that your business was on hiatus, Ms. Moreno, did you have, I'm sorry, during the time that your business was in hiatus, did you have other customers other than the 16 complaining witnesses in this matter?
I did.
Okay. Do you know approximately how many you had? You don't recall? Okay. Were you able to fulfill their orders?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned that you were working for a new funeral home. Is that correct?
Yes. It is.
Okay. Do you own this funeral home?
No, I didn't.
Do you, are you a supervisor?
I manage.
Okay. And when you say you manage, do you have a staff under you?
I have, yes, I have one staff member.
Okay. So you have one staff member who reports to you. And do you report to anybody?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And who would that be?
The owner.
The owner. Okay. And so everything, and the owner, and reporting to him, he oversees all your transactions. Do you, we'll withdraw that question there. So the owner is aware of everything that is taking place in his own business.
Yes, we communicate very well with everything that goes on in the office.
Have you received any complaints from the owner of this funeral home?
No complaints.
Okay. Any complaints from any of the customers? Okay. Now, you were asked about prior instances when you were on probation. You remember that?
Yes.
And each instance, the state brought up that you had a motion to enter an adjudication of guilt. Do you remember that? But in each case, though, you did finish your probation, am I correct? And you finished that successfully?
I think.
Okay. And that's pretty much all the questions I have. Past witness.
I have no further questions, Judge.
I have a few questions if there are no objections.
No objections, Judge.
All right. So I just have a few questions for you. Number one, when you received money from the complainants, how did you receive that money? Was it in check, cash?
There was some cash, check, and money orders.
When you received that money, did you order the headstones and pay for those headstones with that money? So you're saying the headstones have been paid for, you just waiting for them to come in?
They had been paid for. I had placed orders.
So the headstones have been paid for.
So the monument, there's several different
Oh,
monuments.
let me backtrack. So I'm going to take it a step at a time so that I can understand. Then if anyone else wants to follow up, they can. All right. So with the complainants, they came in, they paid you either cash, check, credit card, or whatever. Is that correct? And then are you telling the court that once they paid that, you placed the order for their headstones? So are you telling me that the headstones have been paid for with the money the complainants gave you? And the issue is the third party, the person who's making the headstones, they didn't deliver. Is that what you're telling me?
For the majority of them, they were within the end of the clients, towards the end later. There was some delays. The monument company started from 3 to 6 months in delays, 6 to 12,
So this,
12 to 18. But
I-
yes, ma'am, I did.
I want to be sure that so I can understand. So you're telling me the money that the complainants paid to you, you didn't use that money for your personal benefit. You gave all of that money to whoever is making the headstones.
For the money that I received as commission, yes, I did use. For the money received for the headstone, I did use it for the headstone.
Right? No. So I just want to be clear, then everybody can come in with whatever questions they have. So what you're telling me, the 16 complainants gave you money, is that correct? And you took that money and you actually gave that money to a third party to make the headstones.
For the majority of.
No, I'm not talking about the majority. The complainants that are in court today,
Yes,
the money they paid you, you're telling the court that that money went to a third party to make the headstones. So you're telling me you didn't commit a theft?
no,
Because I mean, that's what we're here for theft. So what I'm being told, and both parties can correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm being told is that according to these charges, you took money for headstones, didn't pay for any headstones, you just took the money. All right, any follow-up questions?
Miss Marino, when you would, essentially what your position was, is, would that be fair to say it's a sales-based position? So in other words, every time that you took money for a headstone, you would be paid a commission on that. Is that correct?
Correct.
So if I think I understand what you're trying to tell the judge, is that you kept the money that was due as your commission, but everything else you went ahead and you paid for the headstones. Is that your testimony before the court? Past witness.
Ms. Marino, would it surprise you to learn that your bank records didn't reflect you ordering stones or supplies from a masonry?
not everything was done through the bank. A lot of it was done hand delivery cash.
Do you maintain receipts for those?
I did, and I showed the attorney, and I forwarded to you.
Would it surprise you to learn I never received any documentation from you and or your attorney regarding that?
I have this.
That wasn't the question, Ms. Marino.
Yes, it's surprising.
No further questions, Judge.
All right, so this is what I'm finding surprising. She is here for theft. She is telling the court she didn't commit theft. And she's saying that she gave these, who are you saying you gave receipts to? I'm sorry, you're whispering.
Judge, I'm happy to go through my files again and look for them.
All right. Now, here's my other question. Your current employer, did you tell them that you had these charges pending?
Yes, he was aware and gone through the motions of everything that was going.
All right. So as both parties, any other witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge.
All right, as both parties are aware, I go on the stipulations that are presented to the court. So in reviewing the stipulations, the court found that there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court deferred finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. So if there is new evidence that people want to present to me at a later date, you're more than welcome to do that. You're more than welcome to file motions for new trial if there's more evidence. But she is here for a theft. And according to the stipulations I received, she committed a theft. And now she is telling the court she didn't commit a theft. So I'm going forward on the stipulations because that's the evidence that the court has. And if other things are presented at a later date, then the court will consider those. All right, is there any closing argument?
Yes, Judge, there's closing argument.
All right, state.
Your Honor, we're asking you to deny Ms. Marino's applications for deferred and presumably community supervision. The number of victims alleged in this case are those only alleged. The state opines there's probably more. It's not a mistake on her part. While she told this court that she didn't have the intent to defraud or harm these victims, it's exactly what she did. These complainants placed their trust and funds into the hands of her to give their loved ones the eternal recognition they deserved, and she failed to deliver. She had no intention of making these victims whole until October 14th, 2025, when this honorable court told her to come up with restitution. And then miraculously, in approximately 6 months, she came up with $51,000 in restitution. This amount was owed the entire time before this case was filed, and at no point did she deliver stones or make these victims whole via restitution. She's minimizing her guilt, Your Honor. Even the PSI report states that she's in the pre-contemplation stage. This is a level that shows resistance to rehabilitation and a tendency to blame external factors for her issues. We can see that here because she states that, well, it was the third party that didn't deliver. It was the situation I'm going through with my ex. And undoubtedly, while there is sympathy for victims of crime, that doesn't give her the right to victimize others and perpetuate this cycle. Ms. Marino fails to accept personal responsibility for her actions and continue to engage in contracts with individuals, sort of like a Ponzi scheme. She's promising delivery, accepting money, getting money in, but there's no output except for commission that she gets to enjoy and spend. Your Honor, I don't think she's facing the consequences for her action, and I think it's surprising, or not surprising, actually. I think it's coincidental that she's able to come up with this restitution that was owed the entire time, now at a time that would allow the court to potentially grant her mercy for paying that restitution. She continues to victimize the community, as we've seen through her escalation of crime. First, it began with drugs, and then DWI, and now she's doing thefts in the community. I don't think she's a proper applicant or would be willing to complete probation without getting a motion to revoke or without having significant issues. For these reasons, Judge, we'd ask you to deny her applications and sentence her to 8 years in the prison. In the alternative, if the court does grant her application, I would ask that the court impose a jail sanction and restrict her from working in home health care, in the monument business, or with the elderly.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Judge, I just quite simply put, Ms. Moreno has voluntarily appeared before this court. She has pled guilty to these charges. She has taken a lot of responsibility for this. She has also managed to come up with around $50,000 in restitution to give back to these people. She has explained her remorse to the court and to the people in this courtroom. She's not getting off easy in this matter by the court granting her supervision. She has been on, as the testimony has stated, she has been granted community supervision before. She knows what goes into it, and she knows it's not a get out of jail free card. That for the next however many years, the court goes ahead and grants her community supervision. She's going to be under a microscope. She understands that even just the slightest hiccup, she's looking at being sentenced to the maximum in this matter. She's very well aware of the circumstance, and nevertheless, she's gone ahead and she's put everything out here for the court to hear. She's answered the questions that the state has given. And again, Judge, she has gone through an awful lot on this, and she's remorseful. She's not backing down on the grief that these people have gone through. She understands that she has been the cause of it. And for that reason, she is ready to go ahead and face the court's decision. But we do ask that the court go ahead and make that decision, community supervision, allow her a chance to be able to continue her life, to move on past this part of her life. And hopefully this will give the people in this courtroom to some hopeful satisfaction to know that she's not going to be getting off of this scot-free. She is going to be under a microscope, and at the smallest instance that she violates her probation, she's going to be right back here before you, Judge. And Judge, I've been practicing before you for quite some time. I know that you pick up an MTR in this court, nothing is ever a guarantee, and she understands that. So with that said, Judge, we are asking that the court please grant her community supervision and please allow her to be able to move on in this very tragic circumstance for not only her, but the people in this room as well.
Okay.
Is there something you wanted to say to the judge?
Your Honor, I'm terribly sorry for all the families that I've hurt.
But here's the thing. You say you're sorry for the families you hurt, but you told me you didn't commit a
I
crime.
accept full responsibility. As I
What are you accepting
I
responsibility
accept
for?
not the person to do that to people. I'm here to help them through the process. I've never, ever had the intention to do that. I've not,
But do you still stand with your previous testimony that you received money from the complainants, you paid for the headstones, and some third party just did not deliver on the headstones?
I stand by accepting the money and not delivering the stones, and some of it was delivered to them and some of them wasn't. I'm sorry, yeah.
No, I'm just trying to
Yeah,
figure
okay.
things out because, as I said before, you're here on a theft case. So a theft case means that in this situation, that somebody is saying they paid you money for a service and that you didn't deliver that service. Now, if it's a situation where, oh, I gave the money to pay for these headstones to a third party, a company that everybody knows is, as we say, on the up and up, that they're a legitimate company, that you paid them that money, that you can show your attorney, show the state, hey, I paid this headstone company the money, and they are the ones who didn't deliver. And I'm working on getting the headstones from them because they've been paid. Anything else you want to say? All right, any questions? I know everybody had closed, but she wanted to say.
No, George, I don't have any questions. I would just like to have one sentence of rebuttal to something said.
Yes.
Defense said that community supervision wouldn't be a get out of jail free card, so to speak, for Miss Marino. However, she told the PSI officer when asked, how does she think community supervision or deferred can help her? And her answer was blatantly, it will help keep me out of prison. So I think that functions as a get out of jail free card.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no employment in the funeral home industry, the home health care industry, or with minors, and the court will notate that the restitution has been paid in full. All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, and defense counsel, if there's other evidence that you wish to present to the court, you're more than welcome to present that to the court. And the court will consider it in the form of a motion for new trial if that's what you wish to file. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense.
Any impact statements or
Oh,
not?
I'm so sorry. Yes, sir, we do have 3 victims.
All right.
Judge, is it okay if she has some water? She has, her mouth is very dry.
Oh, you'll have to speak to the deputies. I'm not in charge of any of that. And if she wants some water, she'll have to speak with the deputies. All right, you may proceed.
Take my money. You took advantage of my trust and my grief. You acted like we were friends, making me feel safe and supported while you were just lying to me the entire time.
3 years. Waiting for a headstone, 3 years. I got this time you comment. I ordered it. Going through some things, but I ordered it. And the simple question was this, tell me from who? So I can verify and now give you more time. You couldn't tell me who you ordered it from. So that told me you were lying. Otherwise, you would have been honest and said, I ordered it from the company, on check. I traveled out of town to go get my daughter a new headstone. And then when you told me, I'm gonna give it to you, I told you I don't need it. And you had the audacity to ask me for proof that I had a new one. And it pains me that I wasn't the only one that you did this to, that you did it to all of these families, and even the ones that are not here today. Not everybody can be taking time off from work to come and sit here and wait. I'm glad that I was pushed to go to case at 12 and ask for help. My intention was just to get help, to try to find you, to try to reach you, because you wouldn't answer text messages or phone calls. And that help from case at 12, opening up the doors for all of these other families. That is why we are here. Not because of me, but because of you. Because you even told me one time, it's your fault we're in this situation. It's not my fault. It is actually your fault. And your attorney kept asking the witnesses that were testifying if they got restitution. We did get restitution in December, and it wasn't no Christmas gift. That was an insult. Secondly, it wasn't 100% restitution. So you still owe these families money. Some of us have spent an additional couple $1,000 getting a new stove. Thank God I was able, I was blessed enough to be able to do that financially. Not everybody is in that situation. And ultimately, it's not about the money. The money is the least of it. All the pain and continued grief is what matters. Because before I got my new stove, my second stove from a reputable small business out of town, they still supported a local business, just not local to San Antonio. They even brought it down here and installed it. And up until I got that second stone, I would go to the cemetery and I would cry, not just me, my sons, my sisters, my mother, and all these other families. You can think about that when you're sitting in prison.
All right, anyone else?
I was already trying to navigate one of the hardest chapters. I had the being of grieving made me feel helpless, great, and completely disregarded as a human. The defendant's actions stole from me, just honor my husband the way he deserved. They stole a part of me and my healing. He had it stressed and abuse heartbreak to a guy when I was already broken. My children also felt this way. He worked for my time. Should never have felt this, but saw and understood her. She says, it makes me sad. You took money and I'm mad because we had to wait longer for this. It was not the design we planned, but you have our design. But we never received our dad's heads. I'm 10 and I understand too much about this.
To Elena, we entrusted you to help our family honor the memory of my father, George Pope III. How can you look yourself in the mirror and think you are a person who belongs in this society? You took advantage and preyed on grieving families who are already mourning and weak, and you made the toughest time of our lives, their lives, more difficult. You turned a time of mourning into a time of anger, and the headstone just wasn't a piece of stone. It was meant to be a lasting place of remembrance, a way for family and friends to pay their respect and a symbol of love. By taking our money and not providing what we promised, brought me and my family. You to understand that what you did wasn't simply about money. You hurt several grieving families, and the impact that runs deep. You left me feeling guilty for living in another state and having my mom deal with this by herself. The guilt I carried around because of you is unforgivable.
All right, thank you. All right, Cornelius Cox. Oh, Norma, can you call the other county and let them know the Zoom back in? All right, on your client, Mr. Golden,
Yes.
state, who's on, Wayne Golden? All right, Mr. Cox, we'll reset it. And,
Your Honor.
Mr. Mauer, you had a chance to speak with Mr. Cox about Mr. Golden?
We had. May-
Oh, Mr. Bond.
maybe one case, I had to.
And just approach whenever you're ready, and they should bring Mr. Golden out again. Miss Christian. On Davies, they're getting him back on the line for us. Okay. And Mr. Mauer, I'm granting your motions to withdraw on Mr. Golden.
I'm concerned on that one, although he's not dressed as well.
Okay. All right, so who are you here for?
So I'm here for Crenshaw and O'Kane.
Right, so Mr. Crenshaw.
I think there's motions that need to be heard, and I think we conferred.
All right, because he's set for trial for today.
Yes, but it was our understanding somebody else was going to trial.
I'm gonna have to recall it for tomorrow.
That's fine, Judge. And then Ms. O'Kane today was a first setting.
Oh, just one second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Norma Crenshaw is being recalled for tomorrow. Make sure he's dressed for trial.
407, okay.
Let me just put this in the system.
Yeah, of course.
All right, thank you. The seat tends to move at its own pace. We need
It's
to
probably
start.
because I'm within a proximity of it. I have a tendency to make everything,
All right, who else do you have?
O'Kane, who was a first setting today. We
Okay.
received an offer.
All right, just one second.
Yeah.
Okay, if you'll come forward, please. All right, so what is happening with this?
So she received an offer, but it was a straight time offer. There's some extenuating circumstances with respect to some family violence that occurred, which is why the police were called in the first place. We're trying to gather some additional information where we can possibly get a probation offer.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a reset date for this for the second week in May.
Fine. It might be 14th. Okay.
All right, we'll see you back on May 14th. Good that you're out of custody.
We'll see you on the 14th. Okay.
Oh, once she signs the reset form.
Oh,
Yes, let's not.
have a seat. We got to sign a reset form.
All right, anyone else you have on the docket?
That's it. And then Mr. Davis, what you would. like
All right,
you-
and Norma, can you let me know what the update is on Davis? All right, and Robert Mauer on Keonis, you say he's not dressed for trial?
No, ma'am.
All right, deputies, Mr. Keonis needs to be brought back tomorrow dressed for trial. All right, can you bring Mr. Keonis out, please?
Yes.
All right, Kendall Ortiz,
Judge.
have them come up. All right, today's the plea deadline date.
Yes, so they've offered us a plea. We gave them a counter. They give us another counter, and I think we're getting close to that. So
All right, Norma, on this case, recall it for tomorrow for jury trial and the plea deadline date.
Your Honor, there's also some discovery that they're going to get us.
All right, I'll see you back on tomorrow. All righty. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, Teresa Zamora, Charles Blanc, who do you have? Are you ready or no?
No, they haven't run out. Rafael Sosa, we still need more discovery.
All right, and then it has here that there were competency issues. Was that resolved?
No, not yet.
All right. Norma, on Sosa, there's some competency issues. Oh, at least the competency has been filed. Can you recall this in late May?
May 28th.
May 28th.
And I'm still waiting for Mr. Gold.
Okay. Oh, and Charles, for his other charge, is that family violence or is that some other division?
I think they're both trial division.
Okay. All right, Al Rafti, Charles Gold. All right, Joe Morales, is he dressed? I'm sorry, oh, it's a plea? All right, that'll come back at 2. Mickey Vasquez, where is he? Come forward. All right, where are we on discovery?
There's still some outstanding medicals. They indicate probably another 45 days before they get the discovery.
Hospital records are in. I just didn't have them uploaded. It's the EMS records we're missing. We requested them back in January. They haven't come in yet. I told my investigator to follow up today. So I'm hoping to provide those to defense within 30 to 45 days.
Oh, they need to do that sooner. Again, one of my pet peeves, people indicting cases, and I know you didn't do it, indicting cases without discovery.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this in 30 days for discovery. You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Not till you get a date.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're coming back on May 7th. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Christopher Ortiz, yes. What is happening with this case?
Because we're missing a lot of discovery, and we're communicating with the ADA about that.
All right, what discovery are you missing?
We're missing all the videos in the case. We're
Okay.
missing the 911 call.
Mhm.
There are some videos that have been uploaded, but they are
Mm-hmm.
from the wrong case. And so I think there's something going on.
Okay.
This is our first time to actually meet in person with the ADA. This is our first time.
All right,
to-
Ms. Ferguson, recall this for the end of May for discovery. All right, we'll be back on May 28th.
Thank you, Judge.
Once you sign the reset form, you excuse.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you. Yes.
I looked at my calendar tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment at 10 o'clock. I can't really move. Is there?
All right, we'll recall you for the 8th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll see you then.
All right, you'll need to make sure you get the reset. All right, Eric Rodriguez, Jaime Cavazos. Just one second. They were going to come back with an idea, so I'll take that up at 2. All right, I'll take it up at 2. Gilbert Gonzalez.
Good, I'm present for him, he's in the back. State's gonna get the dog on NCR. I think they wanted to make a motion to alter amend for a no contact.
That's correct, Your Honor. Here's the motion. The state is asking that Your Honor alter and amend his conditions of probation to
I've
add.
discussed it with him, Judge, we got no objection. I think it's for his own best interest.
Could I see the file on Gilbert Gonzalez, please, as an MTR?
When you're ready, Judge, I have the names of the people.
All right, just 1 moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what is happening with the number ones?
They're likely gonna get dismissed, Judge, based on the facts of this case.
Proceed on Mr. Davies?
Judge, can I get my client this reset one real quick?
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome.
If I can on that last case,
Yes.
I think one of the people was Jasmine Brown.
No, it wasn't.
No,
No.
it was Jasmine Lopez.
I think it was.
Oh, it's Lopez Brown. That's why I didn't snap to that. That's his mom. And she was not an assailant in
All
the.
right, you'll need to
That
talk to the state.
Right. Yes.
She's family too.
All right, Mr. Davies, just give us a moment. We're going to take your matter up. Thank you. Probation on Lopez, just do a no harm for injurious contact. All right, defense, are you ready on Davies?
Yes.
State, are you ready?
Yes, Judge.
Court is calling 2024 CR 009355 State versus Walter Davis. Can I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Melissa Christian for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Davies?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the attorney who's been appointed to represent you is Attorney Christian. Do you have any objections to this attorney representing you?
No, ma'am.
Defense, do you waive notice?
Yes, I'm sorry.
And Mr. Davis, did you review the consent to appear by video conference with Ms. Christian? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. Mr. Davis, did you review the motion to revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you the same Walter Davis who was placed on community supervision in 2024 CR 009355 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1B, 4 to 200 grams on February 11, 2025 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Violation of condition number 1 on or about the first day of February 2026 in Bandera County, Texas. The defendant Walter Craig Davies committed the offense of cruelty to livestock animal in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
You can abandon the remainders, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Davies, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 3 years in the prison and up to a $2,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, I do.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not, Judge. We're asking that you grant the state's motion, revoke his community supervision, and sentence him to the 3 years in the prison.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting?
So Judge, Mr. Davis is 80 years old. This situation with respect to a longhorn steer that he owned. The allegation is that the animal was dragged behind a vehicle for a period of, I don't know how far, sustained a lot of injuries. Mr. Davies had this case in Bandera County. He was already adjudicated according to, it's my understanding, and according to speaking with my client, that he was already adjudicated on this case. He paid a fine. He paid restitution to the veterinary hospital that treated the animal, and he forfeited the animal to, I guess, the state. I don't know, perhaps a livestock, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's already been adjudicated. He's an 80-year-old gentleman. He's on a number of medications. He is just now in remission from cancer, but he's been on chemo. This case has been resolved in Bandera County, in the place where it happened. I understand that it is a revocable instance for the court in their case and the underlying case, which was a drug case from several years ago. We feel that perhaps if Mr. Davies could either be terminated on SAT or continued with some kind of altering and amending the conditions with some kind of program that the court wanted to put him in, he's willing to do that. I don't think he is a good candidate for prison. I don't know that anybody's a good candidate for prison, but he is not in a good health situation for prison. I don't think that these circumstances, which he explained to me, that he felt were accidental. He has been in the Western entertainment business for the majority of his life, so he's actually been very involved in taking care of animals and worked rodeo circuits and all kinds of things like this. I think this is just an unfortunate circumstance, and we're asking the court to take all those factors into consideration.
Okay, I don't understand the accidental part.
He tells me, and if I'm not going to be able to explain it correctly, but there was some kind of a halter issue or something that he thought was in place and it wasn't in place, and it ended up dragging the animal.
Yeah, I need some explanation because my understanding of a halter is different. I don't think, does the halter excuse the animal being behind a vehicle dragged?
No, but I think the animal went down, and I don't, he knew that the animal had gone down. And I think that he thought that there was some kind of a halter or something in place that was keeping the animal just going behind the vehicle. I don't believe it was his intention to drag the animal behind his vehicle.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is finding violation of condition number 1 true. The court will sentence you to 2 years, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine, time and money run concurrent, and there's to be no possession of animals. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it, Mr. Davies?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
All right, you have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on probation. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
you're
you so
welcome.
much.
Are we complete?
All right, we're taking our recess.
This sentencing hearing shows how a criminal case can involve far more than financial losses. It can involve trust, emotional harm, and the lasting impact on victims. Throughout the hearing, the court considered arguments from both sides, including restitution, expressions of remorse, the defendant's explanations, and the powerful statements from those affected. The judge ultimately determined that accountability and the seriousness of the conduct required a prison sentence, making it clear that restoring financial losses does not always erase the personal damage caused. Courtrooms often reveal the difficult balance judges must make between rehabilitation, punishment, and protecting the public. As this case moves forward, future legal developments could determine whether this chapter is truly the end or if additional challenges remain. Subscribe to follow this case and stay updated on any future appeals, sentence changes, or legal developments that could impact Elena Marino's final outcome.